Gorse and Ghouls. We're back at the sapling. I told you I would be. We're gonna try to run this for a few more years and see what we get. Let's first kind of recap, if it'll let me. There it is. It's supposed to let me. Let's see. There it is. Okay. My controller was acting up for a second. Alright, let's look at this creature for a minute. Nidacus. Let's look at this thing. Because remember, I started off trying to figure various other species out. Oh, we got us a predator on our hands. Look at those teeth. That is an odd-looking creature. Let's see. It eats plants and meat, but the thing is that mouth says that's not a plant eater. It looks more like a walrus, unless he's using it to scrape, like, vegetation off. Alright, we're going to run it for 250 years here and see what we get. Like I said, I'll run it until the system slows down. So, we'll see how long that takes us. Alright, we got this weird creature right there. Let's look at this fish. Lobbylops. What a name. Now, let's take a look-see. Okay. Let's look at his size. No, he's still very small. Let's look at this dude. Okay. It's a filter feeder. Okay. So, let's run it for another 250 years and see what... Well, let's look at the extinct species and stuff first. Let's see what we got. Go to animals. Let's see. There's a lot of also-rans, but let's see what we do have. We have quite a few fish. Wonder what the most... Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Dardicus, which is another one of those weird mouser things. Alidacus. Let's see. Got these really weird long lungfish mud skipper looking things. Find it interesting none of those have adapted for land yet. Let's look at our plants for in the neighborhood. We had some huge trees last time. Like some really big plants. Let's see. Got a lot of palm tree-like plants. We got a few woody things now. And well, there's only so much you can do with algae. Let's see what we come up with now. Oh, you know what I forgot to plumb do? I forgot to turn this on. Yeah, let's set it back to its original protocols, or at least close to it. It's not going to be exact by any stretch. Alright, now, let's see what happens now. I had to set evolution back in place, because I plumb forgot to turn it back on. Alright, we got some... This is big fat trees. Let's look at this for a minute. Let's look at it. Okay, it's medium-sized, so... I don't think that's the same tree, but we'll check it out. Alright. We're getting a lot of huge trees. Let's see what kind of species of animals we got going on here. Okay. Got a bunch of these, like I said, these skipper-looking dudes. Okay. Not sure what adaptation caused that to occur. Got an aquatic version of it. That's interesting. His legs are weird looking. But, okay, let's get rid of the extinct species here. I'm wanting to look at what actually survived. We got a bunch of these mud skipper looking guys. Okay. Let's run it again. We're at 3 millennia, so I don't know how much longer it's going to go before it freezes up. Let's see what we got. Let's go to the animals. Okay. Oh. Okay, the most populous creature is this thing. Then these, then this. Got, like I said, a wide variety. These mud skipper looking guys. Bacchus. I said, for a species that looks as simple, or a creature that looks as simple and as dorky as this little two-legged guys, it's actually quite a successful body plan. I'm surprised, really. Let's see what we got for plants now. Let's look at the profusion of botany here. 18 species. Getting quite a, not a great amount, but we might as well let's look at the algae for a minute too while we're in the neighborhood. Okay, I like that one. Now, let's run it again. Because it's interesting how that forest changes every single time. And some of these have just been really standing the test of time. Let's look. Like these, for example. These have been for a while. And we actually have... Okay. Let's look at the animals now. Okay, the fish are taking over again. Let's see, though. Alodocus is in decline. Let's run it again and let's see, because I have a feeling, I'm thinking my fish will outlive my land animals. But we shall see. That fish body plan tends to work really, really well for some reason. Let's see. Oh, we actually have quite a few of these guys. That surprises me. And these have made a comeback. I have a lot of these mud skipper looking dudes. Surprised we don't have any land predators. I mean, we got some stuff that scavenges. And omnivorous, which I guess is kind of a, what I'm looking for. That's a good plan. It's a good plan for a species. Okay. I wonder how big this one is. Let's check it out. It looks like it's a fairly sizable plant. So let's see what we got. Yeah, it's fairly sizable. It's not at the upper end of what these things can do, but it's a pretty good sized plant. Be the equivalent of maybe a regular tree. I don't know if we have any real giants or anything. Xendochus. And you see it's actually starting to get some instincts, so. These actually had a different color when I started. They were actually dark gray. They seem to have changed color over time, I guess, to blend in with the brown. We have something that went extinct. Tartivicus. What a name. Sounds like a silly Roman emperor. Like Silius Sodus or something. We won't even get into the Monty Python. Got an actual forest going on. Check this out. Let's look at our plants. Let's see. Whoa, quite a profusion. Okay, no, we had quite a profusion. Let's put lines out now. Apparently they don't like neighbors. And that one's got two different types of leaves, which is a bit odd. And I don't think that's heard of very much in the animal kingdom. Let's see. So, we've got a good generalist feeder here. He's got a more water adapted fin, whereas this one seems to have lost its tail entirely. This has more of a lungfish mud type deal. So I said I call them these mud skipper guys. We got this guy. He's holding on. We got Barbatops, whatever that is. Not even sure what the difference is with these two is. Let's look. Let's look at this guy up close. Species look very much alike. So I'm wondering what the subtle difference is. Okay, he is still the original gray. Okay. Egg layer. Okay. Obviously looking for mates or others of its kind. So it's a fairly social creature, I would guess. Surprises me now. I'm taking the nest building. Well, let's run it again. We're 4,000 years in. We got really weird plants. These things. What is that thing? Oh, it's dead. That's what that is. Okay, these are nesting. I find that interesting. And this one is up on land. I find that also interesting. Let's look at this guy. It's one of these mud skipper things. We actually caught it on land. That's odd. Ah, he has no tail. Still breathes water, but adapted for land. It's coming up there. What I find interesting is it's still going with that same two-leg body plan. That our little two-legged bipedal pig thingies are doing. Now, let's run it again. Let's see. You can see our plants getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's becoming a really forested environment. I'd love to see what the upper level of some of these are. Oh, we got a cloud. We got some cloud cover. Let's see. Let's see what we got for plants today. Let's get rid of the ones. I want to see what we actually have. If we have these guys. Close relative, I'm certain. Or at least Convergent Evolution. And then there's this dude. Now, let's look at these. Okay, so we still have profusion of fish. Now, this one can breathe on land. That's promising. I have a wide variety of these. These seem to be in decline again. They seem to do that. Mortium. This one is more, actually, more of a dedicated herbivore. Uh, this was unexpected. Look at these bloated looking things. Oh, I think, no, there it goes. Alright. These things are on land. They're coming on land. I find that interesting. I wonder how long it'll be before they take off on land. If they do. I've not had much luck with that. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay, got quite a few plants. Okay, these guys have made another comeback. So that's wood. Let's see. Yeah, these I don't know what it is. Every so often they have this decline and then they come rebound. These have become the dominant animal here. On see, look at this. Already starting to come up with a plant very similar to this, even though designed very, very differently to begin with. Like I said, Mr. Stoop, the guy that designed this, he's a genius. I mean, he really mimics evolution and God's creation in just tremendous ways. I mean, it even starts to look like the other creature, like the creatures on land. I find this most fascinating. That it is actually starting to look like the others. Go back over and let's look at the rest of these, because I find that interesting. Get rid of that. Take a look. Blind species. That's interesting. That test thing seems to be popular. Just kind of scrolling through these. See, another one is blind. Not sure what's making them go blind, but that's interesting. I'm wondering what's causing blindness to become a thing among these animals. Let's see what we got going on. This is getting better at not crashing too, by the way. Okay, saying they're starting to look even more like the creatures on land. Yeah, what's going on? See, I mean, these are even starting to look like creatures that are on land right now, like this. It's neat to how to watch. That's odd. Look at this neck. And he's developing a second set of limbs right here. Interesting. Curiouser and curiouser. He's got rid of the fin in place of the spike. And at some point, it's going to tell which ones are which. Let's do this. I want to look at geometry of these things. It's like that design. So we can look over here, looking for one that looks a lot like the other one, just to kind of make sure that it's not some weird divergence. Let's see. See, they're all coming from that one line right here. Interesting case of convergence. Here, I'll probably do this one and then put this one in the can and save it for right now. We'll do some more on it later. I was going to let it go, until it freezes, but honestly, the updates and stuff seem to be doing a magnificent job of fixing that problem. Notice I didn't check the plants last time. The plants they seem to be kind of leveling up, even though that one's kind of intriguing. Okay. Just waiting for it to do its thing. But yeah, I'm finding this interesting because the color, the body plan, all of it seems to be following up with this, with the land animals. So I'm just now waiting for this. We may have actually frozen it now. We're at 5,000 years. That's no big surprise. Let's give it a minute. Let's see what it does. It may be taking a minute. Remember, I told you it slows the frame rate and logs up and bogs down the system if you let it go for too long. Really wanted to see where this goes. It don't look like it's happening. I might be able to use the autosave. Yeah, I think that's pretty well it, guys. It looks like it's frozen up solid. It's 5,000 years in, so that's pretty reasonable. And you can see the profusion of life we're dealing with here. And I find it endlessly interesting that these two are starting to look like each other. Anyway, this is Dr. Von Mad signing out. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Don't forget to follow us on here and subscribe and like and all that and comment below. And I'll see y'all later.